Shoot, I forgot my tea. It's okay, I have my water. Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Whenever you come across this video, thank you so much for choosing to spend a little bit of time with me. I'm so grateful for every single one of you. I love you guys so very much. Thank you for all the likes, shares, and subscribes. Everyone who's booking, making purchases off the website, sending things to the P.O. Box, pledges to the Patreon, tipping the Clarista, and purchases off the wish list. Hello there. And special thanks to everyone who has been, you know, if you caught the Friday reading, there was like real time God like moving in my life. And it's absolutely beautiful. And I just want to say thank you to everyone who took heed to, I guess, if they received some type of like help her message and you and you listened. Thank you. I'm so grateful. And a little update on Van Bergini is she's back. She was running again last night. It's I guess it was the fuel pump relay. But this morning she wouldn't start again. So I have a feeling. You know, this is kind of what happens when things are being replaced, right? Things break down for other things to kind of come in. So, and I don't know what that's going to look like. But honestly, Van Bergini's kind of, she was on her, I don't want to say she's on her last leg anyways, but you know, there's quite a bit that was going on with her. You know, I don't want to say she's unreliable, but you know, anyways, so just trusting this process. I have no idea. I got a hold of the mechanic again and let him know that it is not starting again. And we're just going to go from there. But what I just wanted to, Mary, I possibly could, but I'm worried because, like, I don't have, now that I am, like, independently working, I don't have paycheck stubs. So, Stacy, he thought, he checked the fuel pump, he checked the fuel filter, you know, so, Mary, that's basically why I haven't tried to trade her in, for anything, because I don't know how that's going to go, and that's just one of my, you know, and also just different things, but anyways, it'll work out. It's gonna work out. I don't know what else to say. So, thank you. But we'll get there. We'll get there. We'll figure. I don't know. God's doing something. I don't know exactly what it is, but I'm just gonna trust this process and hope for the best. Zyla went to school because her friend came and picked her up, but Michael stayed home because it's cold out there, and I don't know. I didn't want to, I'll be honest, I did not want to walk him to school in the cold. So, anyways. Yeah, Wendy, he did mention that it was like the you know, the electrical, he did, it was the fuel pump relay, and then he was like, you know, honestly, the whole electrical really needs to be replaced. And I just don't know that the van, I just don't know that with everything else, you know, like, because she has some transmission issues, and like, I just feel like with everything, I don't know that dumping that much money into her is a good idea. You know what I mean? So, yeah. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. I'm sure everything will work out just fine. I'll figure it out. Obviously, you know. But yeah, it was... Oh, sorry guys. It was still a good weekend, you know. We couldn't go anywhere, but thank God for Instacart. We got groceries and... Oh, what? I'm going to take that as a sign. Look, this a random Moonology card is not with the rest of its deck. It was in here. It's a new romantic cycle begins. That might be significant. I'm going to kind of take that. But anyways, I just wanted to let you guys know kind of what was going on. I've been in contact with some of you directly, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at. It was a little bit disappointing, you know. She got back last night, and I was so excited. I went out there and started her up just to make sure, you know, they drove it back or whatever. But and the mechanic was great, you know. But yeah, when I went out there to start it this morning, she started doing the same thing, and I was just like, okay, all right. I surrender. Oh gosh, it happens. But anyways, so all right, let's dive into the message. Let's see what it is that you need to know. All right, exactly, Mary. Exactly. So it'll all work out. You know, it always does. And, you know, a new vehicle is something that I've been manifesting anyways. So I don't see how right now, but it's not up for me to see how right now. And I have a feeling that this is happening out loud for everyone else to see as well. So... Anyways, all right, let's see what it is that you need to know. I like this, a new romantic cycle. It begins, yeah, because something's balanced out here, okay, because it's new moon in Libra. Yesterday was a new moon, yeah, December 1st, new moon in Sagittarius. I love that. I hope you guys had a fantastic day. But yeah, all right. So we'll see if we can expand on this here. We have purification with higher consciousness here. Tender-hearted. Luck. There's something with this purification. It always, you know, it always is like very self-explanatory here. But for some reason, with it coming out with the higher consciousness here, I feel like this is really more so talking about purifying your thoughts or purifying your beliefs here. It could also be like a cleanse within your physical body. Some of you might be feeling guided to, you know, fast or something like that, detox or, you know, and detox is so many different things. You can detox, you know, in lots of different ways. So, yeah. There's some sort of expansion with this purification, okay? Yeah. It feels like whatever's going on, and you know, it feels like you're very aware that there's purpose to it here, okay, with this purification. Yeah, peace. I just... It feels very similar to what I'm currently experiencing, you know? It's like, you know, I gotta tell you, probably like maybe even a year ago, maybe even 6 months ago, if I were in the situation that I'm in right now with Lamborghini, I would not be as peaceful as I am right now. And I think that's very significant. And I think a lot of you have brought yourself to this place as well, through this purification, okay, of like, just really, you know, with this tender-heartedness, it's like, okay, well, you know, I don't know what's going on, but I'm gonna, you know, there's just this calm energy, okay, and not to say that everyone's vehicle is breaking down, but there just could be something that's like, I heard misaligned, something that's misaligned, okay, that's so funny. I just had this thought the other day. Anyways, it's something that's misaligned that's being removed here. Okay. For some of you, it could be a job. It could be, you know, maybe even like just even just a responsibility at a job. I'm kind of picking up on, an energy of maybe like, you know, you could work for a department and there's like the distribution of like responsibilities is like shifting and changing, okay? So it could be, you know, that there is something new that you're going to be doing, okay? And you may be a little bit nervous about it, but it's also this energy of like the old, you know, kind of clearing out. So like, say for instance, there's this like new responsibility that you're gaining. It's like replacing some that you're no longer going to have to do. I don't know, that seems very, very specific, but know that this is kind of taking you, it's almost like you've outgrown something in particular, right? It's like this energy of like, you know, it's almost like, okay, so maybe you're growing a little complacent and now it's time to mix things up and to, you know, kind of expand a little bit here, okay? And complacent isn't, you know, when you do the same job over and over and over again all the time, right? And there's like no real challenges, that's where complacency comes from. It's just... and it doesn't even have to be in a job, right? But there is this energy of, yeah. Whatever is misaligned, to this, because this purification and this higher consciousness could have, I feel like it's definitely always an ongoing thing for sure, okay? But I also feel like, you know, there's some sort of growth that's happened within you, or expansion that's happened within you, that is now kind of going external here, okay? Yeah, there's a lot of like trust in this process at this time, and that makes sense. That totally makes sense. Okay, let's see. I need to clear off this desk. Okay. All right. Here we go. Let's see. Tell me more. Tell me more about what's going on here. Yeah, I don't know. With this, like, luck and this peace, right? It really honestly feels like you're out of space where whatever is happening, you know that it's happening for you and not to you. Or if you don't, if you're not quite there yet, right? If you're still purifying some of these thoughts and these beliefs and things like that, that's fine. You're exactly where you're supposed to be. And this is just your confirmation to let you know, okay, that luck is on your side here. Okay, and that you can rest peacefully in like whatever it is that's going on, whatever shift is happening, because again, it's like there's something that's misaligned. It could be even multiple things that are kind of being removed here. I just heard that song, I'm not, what does he say? I'm not giving up yet. Even if I'm down to my last breath. Yeah, there's something about that. So, that might be significant here of like your energy of like, yeah, no, this isn't over. This isn't over. And then I'm sitting here looking at this like trespassers and this trouble here. We'll look further into that, but something for you is not over, okay? It may look like it's over, it may feel like it's over, but it's not over here. I feel like it's being purified, right? Even if it's like not you, okay? Like I feel like the purification started with you, right? But this, again, this could apply in so many different areas for a lot of people, but it's almost like... yeah. Yeah, so don't give up on me, right? Yeah. I was really hoping to not pick up on this energy, but it feels like there's a couple people, okay, this isn't for everyone, but for some of you, that were trying to, or are trying to, quote unquote, teach you a lesson. That's so laughable to me because, like, anyone that is trying to teach somebody else a lesson, okay, by, like, with this trespasser and this trouble energy, then they have a lot to learn. You know what I mean? Like, so it's like, I don't think you're qualified. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's not qualified here is trying to teach you, you know, again, I don't think this is for everyone. I think it's for, you know, a select few of you. You know, you could probably feel this like energetic interruption. It doesn't feel, you know, as invasive as it has in the past. because again, they're not qualified. They're not qualified. So whatever lesson they're trying to teach you is one that they're definitely going to have to encounter here or something, or experience. But I don't want to focus on that energy too much here. Tell me about this here. What's the Fool card? The Empress. Yeah, this is an energy of like whatever's going on right now, collective, right? It's like this energy of like, you know, again, the Fool is taking a leap of faith and trusting the process, even though you don't necessarily have all the information or know exactly, you know, you're not necessarily an expert here. But it is kind of this trust fall. And with the Empress here, it's like knowing that you are, like, whatever the resolution is, or whatever the, or whatever it's like attracting what is aligned, right? Yeah, with this Nine of Pentacles here, it's in the Six of Wands. Okay, so whatever experience that you're having right now, in which you feel like things are, if you feel like things are kind of out of place, or whatever it is, it's because it's misaligned. Those misaligned things are falling off, and the Empress here, you're attracting what is aligned. Okay, so there is definitely an energy of just kind of like surrendering to this process. You know what I mean? Yeah. Yeah. Surrendering to this process here. Okay, that was the Sun card that just wanted to pop out, so that might help bring in a little bit of clarity. Tell me, who's this King of Swords? King of Pentacles. This King of Swords energy feels like it's like watching you in some type of way, or just like keeping an eye on you. This is also kind of giving an energy of passed over a loved one. This King of Swords, in that like keeping an eye on you and watching over you here. Okay. Yeah, you're being brought to this. Yeah, this could definitely be a masculine passed over a loved one. That's it's like watching you and like bringing you out of this situation. But again, I don't necessarily feel like, you know, to the immediate eye, it may feel like, you know, kind of like an oh shit moment, or uncertain moment, or you know, again, like it feels like, you know, things are shifting. Things are getting like kind of mixed up here, you know. You are definitely, this is all definitely divinely led here, okay? There's definitely a victory here with this Four of Wands, but I feel like you could get some sort of communication here. That's bringing in some sort of good news. It doesn't have to necessarily be about this situation. But for some of you it is, okay? And I honestly, I feel like whatever is happening is an opportunity for you to really kind of take a look at your growth here. Yeah, okay. Whatever's happening, you're definitely being asked to just kind of surrender to the situation. Okay. Obviously that doesn't mean, you know, just sit on your couch and eat potato chips all day, but, you know, do what you feel guided to do, okay? But, and I feel like you may have already even actually done that. Going back to a new romantic cycle begins. That's a little bit, that's seeping through a little bit here too. There could be several people that are interested in, you know, that are looking at you or that are interested, or there could just be one person that's just showing up in this very masculine energy here. Okay. No, right. Interesting. Very, very interesting. Ten of Wands. Ah, okay. So the Ten of Wands, it can talk about burdens, right? And I really just get this sense, where a lot of you are moving into this space where it's like you're not, holding on to the burdens, right? It's like if there's something that like is happening, I feel like you are just like immediately handing it to God. And that again, it's just part of this process. It's part of this like evolution here. Okay, but again, they just keep going back and saying like something is misaligned. Okay, and that could also be like this old romantic cycle, because I am picking up on an energy of like you holding back from something or someone here. Because again, I feel like whoever this is, this would be that person that I feel like is quote unquote trying to teach you a lesson, or trying to, again, they're not qualified. Yeah, something about like spiritual ranking here. And it's not like a competition, and it's not necessarily linear, but there's like this energy of like, you know, you outrank spiritually this person, or this spirit, which again, you know, you think about unity consciousness and how everyone is really just you, right? And you are everyone, okay? Like that type of energy. Those are my beliefs, but they don't have to be yours. That's okay. Yeah, this is like somebody, I get this feeling that somebody is like trying to, I don't know, they need you to need them or want them, or it's like trying to do something in order to get you to kind of like run back to them or something like that. You know, it's something kind of weird. That seems very specific, but just be mindful of that, okay? And I feel like it is something that, like, this would be something that you are intuitively picking up on, so this is just like a confirmation for whoever that's for. That, yes, like, somebody is fucking with your shit or fucking with whatever so that you will have to, they feel like it's so that you will have to come running back to them, right? Like, but again, it's not up to them to teach you this lesson. I feel like it's really a lesson that they need to learn, which is probably why this is all happening, right? So that you know, divine intervention, then they have to learn the lesson, la-di-da-di-da, right? Yeah. Okay. All right. What else? Yeah, look, there's a tower. Four of Pentacles 2 times. Yeah, look at this. Okay, so the Page of Wands, okay, with the Tower. Okay, this is somebody who's watching. here, okay? This could also be a perception, right? With this Page of Wands in the Tower. Page of Wands also sometimes talks about good news, but it's also kind of that spy energy. So I feel like I'm picking up, you know, I feel like these messages go hand in hand, right? Somebody's watching to see if like a tower, okay, because it seems like with this Ace of Swords, you know, that you see things very clearly, that you're in your authenticity, you're speaking your truth, right? Like there's some sort of confidence here in your perception and stuff. But it's almost like somebody, again, like I said, they want you to come back. You know, that they want you to need them, they want you to have to run to them, whatever it is, so then they can kind of bind your sword with their sword, your truth with their truth here, okay? This is somebody who's wanting some sort of reconciliation, right? So that, you know, Wheel of Fortune, and then we have the Devil card, exactly. So that there's some sort of cycle, a lower vibrational cycle that starts for you. But here's my thing, is with this Page of Wands in the Tower, is if there is something like this happening for you, okay, or going on, or whatever it may be, I feel like you were looking at this as good news, right? Just like in the beginning, how I was talking about Van Bergini and you know, what's going on with her and things like that, and how I just really feel like you know, you know, it almost seems like, you know, this is happening for me because you know, Van Bergini's no longer aligned. She needs a lot. And honestly, it's probably just safer for my kids and I to get a new vehicle, right? Also something that I have been manifesting. So it's like, you know, and you may be looking at something, a situation very similar, and like, yeah, in this present moment, whatever I'm dealing with kind of is, you know, unexpected, kind of maybe sucks a little. Maybe it doesn't suck, right? Maybe it's just kind of a little nerve-wracking or whatever. You know, I don't think that you are going to be, you know, somebody's anticipating on you going backwards here, or, you know, something like that with whatever this is. But I just don't think you see it that way, you know? You know, it's like somebody creating some sort of situation so that they can be your knight in shining armor, right? Like, weird. So let me get more on this Devil card. But, you know, this also, it doesn't necessarily have to be somebody else, right? There, like I said, there is, you know, I feel like I'm picking up on two different kind of stories here, which there could be, you know, God could have moved through these certain people to, you know, if you think about it, right? Like, you know, or, you know, the devil, whatever. You know, move through these people to, you know, create this situation, whatever, yada, yada, yada. But also it could just be that the divine is changing things, right? Like, you know, the universe is changing things. What's misaligned is being removed, and what is going to be aligned, you know, will arrive, I heard, right on time. Right on time here. Yeah. But I can't help, I mean, there's so much evidence here, okay? There's also somebody very obsessed with some sort of new beginning that's coming towards you. Something that's going to be very fulfilling for you. There's somebody that's very much obsessed with that, okay? They're obsessed with your new beginning. And I don't even know if they necessarily know what your new beginning looks like. Maybe it's just you in this new energy, right? Maybe it's just you in this new space, okay? Some of you, this could be a Capricorn too. There could be a Capricorn. There's a lot of earth here. I mean, there's a lot of everything. Mm-hmm. Yeah, the thing is, though, is I feel like whoever's doing this that wants you to feel like they need you, or you need them, I mean, they actually need you, I think. They need you. They need your energy. They need something from you. And this is two paths that are going two different ways. See how the moon is splitting those two paths? The wands even talk about paths here. This is somebody like, I mean, there's somebody that's like obsessed that you guys are going different ways. Maybe even the most recent full moon really kind of like solidified that. You know what I mean? And I just get the sense, you know, that there is this energy of like, you know, the Ace of Cups with the Ten of Cups. Like there's a lot of fulfillment here for you. A lot of emotional stability and balance. A lot of love, a lot of overflow, right? Like in your life. And there's just somebody who's, yeah. But boundaries will be really good in this situation, okay? Boundaries, boundaries, boundaries. Yeah, look, here's the Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment. Sometimes the Nine of Cups too also talks about overindulgence, okay? And that can be in anything. Some of you, that's where this purification is coming in, okay? You could be releasing something. I mean, it could be literally anything, right? It could be coffee. You could overindulge in coffee. You could overindulge in social media. Maybe it's like binge watching. Maybe it's like, you know, some sort of substance. Maybe it is, you know, I mean, I feel like overindulgence could be so many things. I feel like there is this energy with this purification here, okay, in which you are releasing just overindulgence in general. Yeah, the Hierophant here. There's a lot of balance coming within that, right? It's almost, you know, with that purification there, right, and that higher consciousness, it's there's some sort of, you know, I don't necessarily want to say there's like codependency, but maybe a little bit in releasing that here, okay? But yeah, this Hierophant, there's a bunch of keys here, it looks like, or what are those? Yeah, keys maybe? Mm-hmm. So some of you, they're saying something about like new keys or like getting some sort of keys. This could be spiritually or in the physical here. I am picking up on somebody getting a new house, okay? Yeah, there's somebody that's like not wanting to take no for an answer. That's wild. That's crazy. What's this Emperor and this Star? Somebody's child is really being looked after right now. I don't, that seems very significant. Okay, could be an earth sign child, could be a fire sign child. They may be being protected from something here, or it's like, I don't know if you were like concerned about something with a child. But I'm picking up on an energy, one, God, source of the divine, but also there's a passed over loved one that is leading this child in the right direction. So some of you, it could be like an older, you know, like a teenage year, right? And you could be concerned about like maybe what they're getting into, or like, you know, I'm picking up on like maybe like 16, 17-ish, which is typically actually older than the page. There could be, you know, I could be talking about a younger kid also, but there's just like this energy of being concerned about, you know, like, are they into the right things? Like, are they, you know, like what path are they kind of going down? And, for whoever that's for, like your kid is with the Star and Page of Pentacles here, it does feel like your child is being led in the right direction. Okay, I feel like, especially with the Hierophant here, it feels like you know, they're children, they're gonna make mistakes, and they're gonna, you know, whatever, but it feels like they are they have great discernment, is what I just heard. Okay. Yeah, and something about being very responsible here. Okay. So it seems like, honestly, it seems, you know, this reading is kind of all over the place. We're kind of picking up on a lot of different things. But it doesn't, the energy doesn't feel bad. Like, it feels like just another manic Monday, right? But the difference between this manic Monday and, like, you know, another, you know, one in the past is I feel like you're not stressing. There's a level of peace here. There's a level of, you know, just allowing things to kind of unfold. Yeah, now we have it could be an air sign child also too. Yeah. There is, though, I'm telling you, I feel like there is an energy that is going to, like, I don't know, I feel like they've been holding back a little bit, or they've been, like, looking at the situation, something like that, but I do feel like somebody's wanting to come balance some things out with you, or give you some sort of offer here. But with the King and Queen of Pentacles, it does feel like, you know, that's the soulmate energy. Again, it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but it does feel like there's some sort of, you know, but I don't think this is like, you know, this person isn't rushing in. They may, but they haven't. Like, it's like, you know, they've been in this hanged man position here. Really kind of like looking at situation or whatever it may be. Trying to figure out the truth of whatever's going on here. Okay. And I feel like, yeah, I feel like somebody is deciding to come out of some sort of like hanged man position here. So, you know, there could be some sort of communication. Oh, my back. Excuse me. Yeah, the energy doesn't feel bad. It doesn't feel bad at all. It actually feels really good. And even though there may be a lot going on, right? Again, I feel like you are like in this space of really trusting the process is what it feels like. I'm going to pull a couple of these other cards to see if we can get anything on this romantic cycle for you guys. I mean, I feel like that the purification, yeah, look, broken open. So something, yeah, with this heart activation, absolutely. It's, there's this energy of, yeah, going back to that, they're reminding me, right? Like the misaligned, like those that are, it's more than just like things or situations or whatever. Like it's also people, right? There's an energy of like the, you know, it's like the people, the type of people maybe you used to attract are now officially misaligned, right? It's not aligned at all. And so those, it's like, you know, you may begin to experience new types of people, or people that are, like I said, more aligned with you here. Yeah, because you've been like finding yourself, right? All right, let's see. Yeah, it could be too that there's, you know, this other person is being purified here. But also with the Mars energy, that's action, that's movement forward. We have believe, we have Mars energy, we have divine partnership, we have butterfly effect, we have out of the darkness, and new beginnings. So, yeah. Star-crossed lovers with balanced ego and best friend here. You know, for some of you, this is a relationship that there might be some people that might be mad about it. Okay, or there could just be some differences between the two of you, right? There is some sort of telepathic communication going on here, I think. Or I'm just picking up with this star-crossed lovers, there's just this energy of like somebody, it's like, you know, not feeling like, oh, that'll never work, right? Like, you know, maybe somebody was, they saw you, they met you, whatever, they were attracted to you, you know, but there could have been like situations or circumstances or whatever, right, that made them feel that that will never work. There's something shifting and changing. It's like, for whatever reason, yeah, we have the chakra clearing. It's like those lack beliefs or those limitations are being removed here. Yeah, because whoever this is, they are realizing you know, that they care about you, or that you are their, you know, their person is what I heard, or there's something here, you know. I'm picking up on this energy where it's like with this divine partnership, it's like there's somebody knows that it's like with you, it would be a divine partnership, right? With other people that may be around this person or could have been in the past, right? It was just a, you know, I guess all partnerships, no, I don't want to say all partnerships are divine. But it's, they all have purpose, right? But I'm picking up on this energy of like, well, I could keep, you know, I really feel like saying like mess around, but I don't mean it's like physically. I don't feel like this person is like physically messing around with other people, but it's like talking to these random people or, you know, whatever. Or I could just, you know, go where I know there is divine partnership, right? Where I know that there is somebody that is aligned. I know there is somebody who has the same, you know, whatever. Yeah. I feel like the archangels are, yeah, look, marriage vows. I feel like the archangels are definitely encouraging this person to say something, express something. This is stormy skies. The stormy skies is kind of giving me like tower energy of like, or even just like, aha, right? Or like some sort of clarity or some sort of awakening type of energy here. Because again, I'm going back to, you know, you could be very spiritual. Obviously, you're here. This person could be maybe still, in a restricted energy around spirituality, right? They still could be a little bit indoctrinated into, you know, religion or what they were raised with or whatever it may be, whatever fears may have, like, you know, and that's okay, right? Like, everyone's where they should be, and, you know, and I'll say this 1,000 times. To me, you know, I have my own beliefs that have certainly set me free. You know, I honestly feel like as long as your heart is pure and you are, whatever is leading you to God, Source, the Divine, the Most High, right? Whatever gets you to reconnect in a purified way, right? That's, I feel like it's okay, right? And don't, you know, don't come for me. It's crazy to think that everyone has to believe the same thing, right? That everyone has to, you know, and that there's necessarily like one right answer, you know. The reality is our beliefs that create our reality. So, yeah, I just feel like whatever leads you to this higher consciousness, whatever leads you to being connected, you know, finding the, you know, God, Source, the Divine within you, right? And yeah. But I just get the sense, right? There's some sort of like aha moment about maybe some, you know, whatever it is that was like, yeah, that won't work, right? Like, I don't know. That I don't think that would work out, right? Like that whoever this person is kind of like looking at some sort of situational whatever. They're having some sort of awakening to, I don't know, whether it be the resolution or it be, you know, that limitation is removed, right? Because I saw that broken open where it's like, you know, breaking through some sort of like glass ceiling here. Okay. Dang. Okay, so balancing ego came out. We got one love, higher self, traveling, soulmates, inner child, twin flame, and chakra clearing. Don't get hung up on that twin flame shit, okay? Or even the soulmate shit. Don't get hung up on it, right? Love is fantastic, but the titles, you know, people get it. It's it can take some people down a rabbit hole and, you know, get them off track of their self-love journey, and that's just not necessary. Okay, we have this higher vibes here. Yeah. So basically, what's this person planning on doing? Okay, because clearly they're thinking, or they're analyzing or something. Yeah, we have pure intentions. Bow. Bow, 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 bow. And this person is definitely mirroring you here. We have divine timing. Yeah, so somebody's connecting with their spirit guides right now. Okay, tell me more. So for all of you, the divine timing is going to be different, right? Like it depends on where you both are individually on this journey. Yeah, this person is, it's like, they're able to see where these karmic ties are. Okay. Again, there's like this awakening here. Okay. And these karmic ties could represent, limitations. Yeah. Somebody's beginning to see through some sort of veil that's bringing in this transformation. There's a lot of the Sun card. There's a lot of clarity here. Okay. So there could have been a past thing, okay, that kind of awakened this person, right? Somebody could have passed away. And it is it also doesn't have to be that, right? This could also be like a, you know, like a death and a rebirth with the sunset here, right? Like the sun is setting on something, okay, in this person's life and your life, because we have this mirroring. The sun is setting on something, but you need to know the sun rises every fucking day. You know what I mean? So yeah, the sun is setting on something, but the sun is going to come back up. The sun is going to rise back up. So there may be, you and this person could both be experiencing some type of endings or some type of rebirth, or like I said, there could be some sort of removal of things that are not aligned. And I feel like the universe is just like ushering this, right? It's, it feels like things that are out of your control necessarily. Yeah. So, yeah, this person, they took some space here, okay? And I feel like they've had some sort of enlightenment about, this could very much be a past life connection, okay? So, any hootsies. I don't even know what to call this. We were all over the place with this reading. Who that is? I am early today, Crystal. Sorry. It was a good message, though. Oh, look at my hair. I didn't even notice my hair was being all crazy like that. Okay, so I said it at the beginning, but I'll say it again. So the van, she was gone all weekend. A mechanic came and picked her up Saturday, and thought it was the fuel pump. Turned out to be the relay for the fuel pump, like the fuse. Which was good, except for she came back last night running just fine, and then this morning she did not start again. Also with the shake, I just need to go get a couple new front tires, so I'll be taking care of that maybe when I can. So yeah, so basically the van is how she was before. Although she has been to a mechanic and back, and yeah. And, you know, paid for that. Yeah, Crystal, I was talking about that, how I really do feel like this is just like, you know, I don't, she's done so good for us, but I feel like she's got transmission issues. She's got now this electrical issue. The mechanic said that really, honestly, it's getting to a point where she's going to need a whole new, like, computer, basically. And so, and this guy seemed really nice. He was like, you know, how I can peep some energy. He seemed, anyways, it doesn't matter. But, you know, there's transmission issues. I'm sure there's so many other issues. Like I said, there's the electrical, it's just, you know, but I haven't done anything, one, because of like a down payment, but also two, because of, which now looking back, I really honestly probably should have just try to do something like that this weekend. But can you trade a vehicle in when it's not up to par like that? I don't even know, you know, like, and also I don't have pay stubs anymore. So like when it comes to financing, like, I don't know how that would work. And it's, you know, I need to go find out. But these are all the things that have like crossed my mind. But a new vehicle is something I've been manifesting for sure. So I mean, I'd love to buy a vehicle without any loans and not have a car payment. You guys, do you know how excited I was to, like, you know, February is supposed to be Lamborghini's last payment. You know, and that, you know, for me, that's a big deal. But yeah, I was so looking forward to getting out of having a vehicle payment every month. Even though her payments is really not bad at all, you know. But yeah, so I don't know. We'll see. I'm just trusting this process, right? Like, you know, and I'm not even sure necessarily. I texted him this morning to let him know it wasn't running, but it's like, you know. Yeah. That's where I'm at. Aw. Okay, Michelle. You guys are incredible. Absolutely incredible. Yeah, I'll call that guy today, Michelle. And see what he has to say. But yeah, again, I also just kind of like with the, I don't know. I love you guys so much. From Cincinnati, I don't know. Let me see. Probably like 5 hours or something. Oh, so wrong. 3 hours and 3 minutes. Okay, Michelle. Yeah, the other guy, he had a trailer, he picked it up, and that was nice. But yeah. That would be awesome, Crystal. Yeah, it's, there's just a lot, I think, at this point. So, but yeah, I'm just trusting this process. I'm just kind of throwing my hands up, and I'll definitely call that other guy today. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna call that other guy today, Crystal, before you guys like drive all the way here. That would be crazy. And we will go from there. The thing is, too, is I think this mechanic, because I'm just sitting here thinking about the whole, the way it all kind of went down. There's like this, there's a specific like part for the relay, I think, or like there's something online or something that can like bypass the relay. And I think he like built one, this guy. I don't know. Dang, everyone's having car problems. That's so crazy. Yeah, the one that I found online, Wendy, was like $60 for like this thing. And I even mentioned it to him because, you know, Friday I had Brad come over, my ex-husband, and we were looking at it and things like that. And he was watching videos, and I watched some with him and stuff, and that's kind of what we figured out. But it was like, you know, Brad's not a mechanic, and so I called. So then Saturday I was looking up all these different mechanics and stuff because duh, right? Need a mechanic. Yeah, he came that afternoon, looked at it, and then he came back later in the evening and picked it up. And we did the whole thing. I'm just gotta like, you know. Yeah. I'm sorry, Deshart. Oh, Crystal, you're sweet. Yes, you guys are wonderful. We'll get it figured out. I'm going to call that guy. Oh, that's cool. Deep Woods Rose. I didn't know that. Yeah, he said it's definitely not the fuel pump. But it is, you know, maybe even like the whole electrical thing, right? He was like, the relay is like the, I guess is, you know, where it's starting, which, and he's not wrong. I've had electrical issues in that. I mean, but I feel like it's typical. It's an older van, so I just kind of, you know, let it go. But, you know, to get a new one, you know, I could also get a used one, but a new one was like, for the whole thing was like $1,600. And like, again, like I said, it's like they're, you know, I just am at this point where it's like, okay, so I see that's a good fix, but then also I know that there is definitely transmission issues, right? Like there is definitely, so I'm analyzing some things and really thinking about it. Just gonna let God kind of, I'm just gonna take it one step at a time. I'm gonna call Tom, which was the guy's name, and not the other mechanic, but the one that Michelle had found around here, and see, you know, what he's got to say. You know, it could be the mechanic that worked on it. He buys like older vehicles like this, you know, to take parts out of. So it could be that maybe he and I just aligned so he could buy the fucker, you know what I mean? Buy Van Bergini. So, yeah. Okay, tax returns. Got it. No, I'm drinking water. I did, and it wasn't him that sold it to me. Actually, what's crazy, it was my sister's cousin that... Anyways. So... So as far as like what I would like is I really like the 3 rows. It's not necessarily like something super necessary, but I really like having the 3 rows because the kids and I and their friends and Maui, we fit in the 3 rows. I really like traverses. Those are nice. But definitely, maybe not necessarily a minivan, but like a 3-row SUV of some type. I'm not very picky. I would like for this one to have air conditioning, because I haven't had air conditioning in a vehicle for over 10 years probably. So air conditioning would be good. Heat, obviously. But outside of like the necessities of it like running and us having space and, you know, I don't need all the fancy schmancy stuff. Just as a safe vehicle would be good. And again, the space. I'm not very picky, obviously. I probably am, Kathy, right? It's my opportunity to get a monster truck. I would drive a truck. Don't play with me. I would drive a truck. I would drive a truck. I'm in Illinois. Well, I would want back row in the truck. Wendy, like Vermilion County area. I love that, Michelle. I love you too. But yeah, so I'm not super picky, although, you know, when it comes to like my manifestations, I was really hoping on a Traverse because I like those. I like the way that they look. And things like that. Specifically, black on black on black, if possible. But again, I'm not going to be picky. We'll get it figured out. Yeah. Time is that? Okay. Thanks, Rose. For sure, vision boards for the new year. That's a good idea. Although I'm big on the new year starting in the spring, like but that gives us time to really make a good one, you know. But if there is energy behind like the fiscal new year. But I was just, it's like dead in the middle of winter. Which is like the, yeah. Anyways. But it's a good idea. I think this year I've got a bunch of magazines I'm going to use, but they're old. But I think it'll still be fun. But anyways, guys, hey, listen, I love you so much. I'm grateful for every single one of you. And I hope that you have a fantastic day, and I'll keep you posted. And I love you, I love you, I love you. We'll talk soon.